Good afternoon to one and all. Myself, Shweta Shankar Gurke. I am a assistant professor from School of Pharmacy, Vishwakarma University, Kondwa, Pune. And today I am here to present anti-diabetic activity of hydroalcoholic extract of Nyctanthus arbotristis leaves in alloxan-induced diabetic rat model. Proceeding with the presentation. These are the contents of my today's presentation. Right from introduction to literature review, materials and methods, result and discussion, and finally the conclusion. Introduction. So medicinal plants are a great source and a great for economic value in the Indian subcontinent, and India has one of the richest medical traditions in the world. So according to All Indian Ethnobiological Survey, which was carried out by the Ministry of Environment and Forest Government of India, so there are in total 8,000 species of plants which is being used by Indian people. So as plants are considered, when they are being considered as medicinal, if they are going to possess some pharmacological activities and activities that also of the possible therapeutic use. So these activities are often known as a millennia of trial and error, but they have to be carefully investigated if we wish to develop new drugs which are going to meet the criteria of the modern treatment as well. Various plants originated compounds have been used as medicine either in their basic form or semi-synthetic form. So plant secretory metabolites are able to serve as drug precursors, drug model, and pharmacological investigators. So every plant or every herb will have different mechanism of action, though the activity is going to be same. For example, if the activity is anti-diabetic activity, but the mechanistic approach may differ from plant to plant. So, for example, such as stimulation of insulin secretion by allium sativa, then inhibition in renal glucose reabsorption, stimulation of glycogenesis and hepatic lipolysis, protective effect on the destruction of the beta cells, improvement of digestion and reduction. Then potentiation, the action of exogenously injected insulin cortisol level lowering activities, inhibition of alpha amylase, inhibition of beta galactosidase and alpha glucosidase, etc. So this is the original picture of Nyctanthus arbotristis, which has been originated from India itself, especially the Southeast Asia. Nyctanthus arbotristis, which is also known as a night flowering jasmine, and in local language we do call it as parijat, which is Parvati's fool, which is a species of Nyctanthus native to Southern Asia and Southeast Asia. It is a small shrub. It grows for among 10 meter, which is 33 feet, and with a flaky gray bark. The leaves are opposite, and it consists of white corolla. The flowers are fragrant itself, and the fruit is bilobed. It has a round capsule like shape. Then the lobe contains of a single seed. Despite its common name, the species is not a true jasmine and not of the genus Jasmine. Now, materials and methods. So this is the general scheme which we have carried out during our extraction and fractionation. We have taken dried powder of plant material 1 kg. Then it was defatted with petroleum ether. Then we have taken the defatted marc and then we have extracted it with 95% of ethanol. Then again, we received exhausted marc, which was discarded totally, and we have taken the water plus ethanolic extract, that is hydroalcoholic extract, with a proportion of 9:1, and it was further fractionated with a hexane chloroform, but we have focused totally on the hydroalcoholic fraction. The material and method, so the preparation and extraction, phytochemical screening, qualitative and quantitative analysis, chromatographic studies, isolation of phytoconstituents, and pharmacological screening. So the characteristics of the extract and the fractionation. So we received the percent yield of 12.4, as you can see, for the petroleum ether extract, 22.9 for the hydroalcoholic extract, which is quite highest in comparison with other hexane fraction, which is only 9.6, chloroform fraction, which is 6.9, and ethanolic fraction 11.2. The phytochemical present in extract and fraction. So if we focus on the hydroalcoholic extract, we receive the major ones such as alkaloids, carbohydrates, glycosides, phenols and tannins, steroids, terpenoids, and flavonoids, and we didn't receive saponin detection. Pharmacological activity, so investigational model for induction of diabetes. So we have taken Vista rats and we have induced alloxan monohydrate 150 mg per kg. We have induced it intraperitoneally via IP route, and then we have withdrawn the blood from the tip of the tail under ether sedation, and then the blood glucose level was checked prior to alloxan induction and after the alloxan induction, and it was detected consistently in 24-hour stretches. Then we have seen the rats were viewed as a diabetic when the blood glucose was reached past 200 mg per 100 ml of the blood, and this was a condition which was seen for 72 hours after the alloxan induction, and the animals were then segregated into 7 different groups of 6 rats each. So our group 1 served as a normal control. Group 2 as served as a diabetic control and received a vehicle also of 2 ml per kg through the oral route. Group 3 served as glibenclamide, which we have taken as a standard drug at the dose of 5 mg per kg. And group 4 to group 7, that is a total of 4 groups, that is group 4, group 5, group 6 and group 7, which received alcohol and hydroalcoholic extracts of plant at doses of 200 and 400 mg per kg. Then the blood glucose level of each rat was estimated with a 2 hour of interval. Only first we have taken with 1 hour of interval, which is at 1 hour, 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10 hour respectively. So this was the effect of isolated compounds on BGL of that is blood glucose level of normal normoglycemic rats. So as we can compare it with the standard drug glibenclamide 5 mg per kg, it is only 91.43 plus or minus 1.31, whereas you can compare it with 200 mg per kg of the compound, that is 92.53, which is pretty much higher than that of the original glibenclamide standard drug which we have taken. Then the effect of isolated compounds on OGDT in normal rats again. Then the effect of isolated compounds of Nictanthus arbostristis on BGL of normoglycemic rats. So the plant extracts at the both dose levels such as 200 and 400 mg per kg administered, and we have registered that 77.42 to 85.32 mg per dl was of the fasting blood glucose level, and at the end of the 10 hour of the study, well, the standard drug glibenclamide showed that 71.63 mg per dl at the same time with a low degree of significance while compared to that of the solvent treated group. So the percentage change of blood glucose level of test extracts treated groups at the end of 10 hours, which showed 4.27 to 15.10% fall when compared with the initial blood glucose level in a dose dependent manner. Then the effect of isolated compounds of Nictanthus arbostristis on BGL of loaded hyperglycemic rats, that is OGTT, oral glucose tolerance test. So the isolated compound at 200 mg per kg dose level, it revealed 89.13 and 92.50 mg per dl at the end of the third hour itself, while it was 91.50 and 94.51 mg per dl with the dose level of 400 mg per kg. However, at the same time with that of the standard drug which we have taken as glibenclamide at the dose of 5 mg per kg, it revealed 62.51 mg per dl of blood glucose level. However, the calculated percentage then fall of the blood glucose was demonstrated as 9.28, 20.83 and 15.73 as well as 25.89% with respect to that of the 200 and 400 mg per kg dose level when it was measured at the end of the third hour of the study. While at the same time, glibenclamide showed a 34.54% fall of blood glucose level. So, conclusion. Preliminary phytochemical investigation revealed mainly the presence of constituents such as alkaloids, glycosides, phenolic compounds, and phytosterols, as well as flavonoids. The research work mainly focuses on anti-diabetic and hypoglycemic activity of Nictanthus arbostristis for their possible to validate their folklore claim, followed by the chromatographic separation, isolation of the presence of a phytoconstituent named as compound A and B among the most potent fraction of plants. The dose levels of the isolated compounds were then selected based on the results of the acute toxicity study, and it was found as 200 and 400 mg per kg body weight respectively. Since both compound A and compound B showed good activity, hence investigators think it may be more worthwhile in terms of its blood glucose lowering ability. These are certain references which I have referred for. Thank you.